Yo, 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 what it do, Split the Difference
Right.
family. Welcome back to another Split the Difference podcast Sunday. And we appreciate everyone for tuning in with us this Sunday and throughout the past Sundays. Now, before we get into this, I would like to introduce myself. As you all know, I am Rich Rocky.
And
Well, no, it ain't a down. I'm just trying to see.
yeah,
I'm
but
just trying to see. Is I see the odds that I'm up against on this specific topic, but I'm gonna speed it up. I'm gonna speed it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the point today. But before I do that, Pops, you know we always gotta let these people know where they can tap in with all of our content. So let them know that first.
you can catch us on all your social media platforms. Look at the 67. That's I think we got Facebook, Instagram, uh, Spotify, YouTube, yeah, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, check us out. Hey man, we need y'all to subscribe. We get people watching. Please subscribe.
Yes.
Please subscribe.
Yes, man. Like I said, we at the top of the year, man, we got something for the subscribers, but we want more subscribers. That's why we waiting so long, and we want this to be big for y'all. So tell a friend to tell a friend to
Yeah,
help us split the difference.
yeah.
Now let's get to the topic that I was kind of dreading, coming on in here today, man. I'll let Pops give it to you. Pops, you want to, man, let's talk.
Shoot, yeah. Hey, it's one I could talk about. The topic for today is, if you caught it at the beginning of the show, it was up there in the lights.
Mhm.
Does marriage still matter? Does marriage still matter? And I'm gonna try to go with notes because I try to come a little prepared. Uh, you know, back in the day, marriage was a foundation of life. Back then, you kind of like you really wasn't grown until you had a spouse and a family. You see, but today's marriage is the man chase careers and you're more into your freedom and partnership without the paperwork. So some would label that milk the cow without buying, which I'm not up for. So that sets up our debate for today. We're gonna be getting in. Is marriage still essential, or do you think it's just outdated? And that's what we want to talk about. Let's talk about uh, and I guess I can kind of like interview you type thing and see, because you're not married. I'm married. I've been married 35 years. Not before we got married. No. Back then we wanted to get married because it meant something. Like I said, it shows stability, uh, family structure, social expectations. Back then, when you talk about marriage, people got married and they stayed together. Like divorce was kind of like frowned upon. You know, couples worked through their issues.
Right.
You know, pretty much different from now because the divorce rate is high. But I don't want to get into that yet. Let's talk about, what do you think about marriage? What's your perspective on it? Do you think it's relevant now?
I guess I would just say it still is relevant
Mm-hmm.
if I want to stay on in line. If that's the foundation that you came from, I believe that is relevant to you because that's what you know. Um, Another point I like to say is it's it still is relevant, but I don't think that it means the same thing. Or I'm thinking that's how my people are interpreting it, because a lot of people are, and I don't want to get political or racial here, but a lot of people are saying that the paperwork controls you. You know, um, you see with a lot of athletes, because of the paperwork, they're losing a lot of things that they work for because of marriage, and this other person ain't did squat. So to stay in line, like you asked me, is it relevant? I think is in the perspective of what the person's foundation is, if it's relevant, if that makes sense.
So do you think a lot of people don't get married because of well, you said the paperwork, guys, but see, that's what you're supposed to take your time out and try to hopefully find the right one. Maybe the ones who beat the paperwork are the ones who haven't done for all the right reasons.
That's right.
When you say haven't done daily squat, now let me talk about, I gave an example I remember of the old way. I remember my not my, they were doing it sometime. They were married. But my grandmother was pretty much, I'm supposed to let my mom know who's on too. Hey, if y'all watching, call my mom. My grandmother, back then, a lot of the women were homemakers. Right. So they stayed in the home. When the men went out and did the work. Right. Now, when you say the paperwork and when they get them squat, I remember the men, even my dad would do this to some degree. He would, when he was at the house, bring the check home to the woman and let the woman divide the funds. They would make sure he had enough to, he looked crazy, make sure he had enough to get his beer and all that. But the homemaker was the one that really took care of the real business of the family.
See, now, I don't want to get off topic, but you said something that made sense. This man trusted her to take care of his son. Your mama, who you say, your aunt, your grandma? She went at Lincoln's with your granddaddy funds. Well, she went at the 5-star restaurants with the funds. She was taking care of the home with the funds.
But see, that's a whole.
That's why I say.
I don't want to get at that because we're going to end with has everything evolved except marriage. But I mean, that was how it was then. Now, you can't do that now. That was one of the things then. Women would stay, but it was a totally different time. But I think respectfully, women and men, everybody knew their role. Even if he was an alcoholic, he still would bring to take care of his family. No. So, and that's why we talk about does marriage still matter? I think a lot of people, maybe it matters, but they just don't want to get married for some reason. You're not married. Let me ask you, why do you think you don't think you ever found the right one? Or has it ever been in your mind to do the marriage thing?
Well, it's a few different things, man. It's a few different things because I would say the first thing is I know what I saw, know what I was brought up in, and I want to be able to provide that to my children or whoever I'm with. Like, let's say I don't even have kids. I want to be able to provide what you provided for my mom as a man.
Yeah, but I get that. But what I heard you say also in the beginning is that you could not bring, basically what you saying, no woman getting your check at this time of day. See, I have no problem.
That's the thing. I'm being a man. Guess what? I have no problem with being the man to a woman that's gonna be what a real woman is. Like you said, I seen what a real woman was, and like you said, you had no problem being a man. So I understand at least to my foundation what a real marriage or what I believe a real marriage should be. What I see.
Okay, well, let's talk about the general population of youth now.
A lot of them have a misunderstanding of what marriage even is. So as an older guy, can you start right there before I tell you what my people are thinking? Can you just tell me, and like we said, this is opinionated, we're just having fun. You've had 35 years successful marriage, ups, downs, or whatever. What do you think what do you think marriage is? Just for my generation to know.
All right. We don't have anything going on the chest out there, anyway. But I would say, first of all, I would say marriage, if you get married only because of the word love, that you lost the battle from the get-go. Because marriage is about commitment. And that commitment says, for better or worse, and trust me, there will come a time, they say don't speak into that, but there comes some time when it might be some worse. But your commitment, 5 years, your commitment is what keeps everything together. So you don't worry about the small things. Marriage, I guess, and that's the question to me, is commitment. And if you're not ready to be committed, this is not for somebody who's selfish.
Okay.
It's not for somebody who's hot-headed, somebody who's just got to have their way. You're not going to make it if you ain't going to marry.
Okay, so now to go back to your question that you asked me.
Okay.
was what's the generational difference, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. Because it seemed like
I
you
believe
have
everybody
just living together.
everybody's looking out. I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of people is looking out for themselves.
Okay.
For example, you have dudes staying with women because he needs somewhere to stay. And you got women staying with dudes because she might be something that he can easily provide for her. And that's the way that they fall into something, which is not a real foundation of a marriage. Like I didn't even say love, but it's not a real foundation of marriage because as soon as that thing is gone,
Okay.
the marriage is interrupted. So I believe that's where the commitment is lacking in this relationship. They're really not committed to the person. They are committed to something that a person could offer that might not always be there.
But I'm seeing some young people that they live together, they've been living together 4 or 5 years, and marriage is nowhere in their view. What do I say to them? Because I know, what would you say to your sister who was living with somebody for 4 or 5 years, and there's no commitment? They definitely love each other. What would you say?
Well, I know if my sister came up saying the same thing, I would it would definitely be a hard conversation. Because for one, and I could just I'm getting my sister live with, even if she's wrong now. Just knowing what my sister grew up on, her standards are gonna be way higher than that anyway. Now, if the dude has shown her serious signs that she's being a real burden to her, and you know, what you just described, I honestly don't know because I don't have that from my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be terrorizing the house. She wouldn't want to stay there.
Okay. Well, let's segue to this, and I want you 100. Some people still value marriage. And I have my opinion on here. It's for a lot of people don't value marriage anymore, and it's obvious because a lot of young people. And well, let me ask you this: why do you think? When I was coming up, you find the woman you like, you go ahead and get married. But these days, seem like younger people are waiting till they're like 38 and 40
Well,
to get married.
it ain't that way to a certain age. Is they're waiting for a certain thing. They believe that the next best thing is easily accessible because they see it. So they like,
Well, that's true.
now this girl,
I disagree with you. Let's say like your own brother. He just got married. Him and his girl been together for like, shit, probably almost longer than your mom.
yeah. I mean that.
So, but they waited later to get married. I'm not saying anything wrong with it.
And different things, predict, but we know kind of where they, you know,
And I know that he's
they both a lot. I'm saying, so
music.
I believe also different, and this is with everything in life, but different situations to people bring about different ways to go about things. I know I've seen it in the rest, so I ain't gonna jump, but yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I like I think I seen it right now. You were gonna get to some people wait for certain things. Like if I'm trying to do this in my life and I got a wife and maybe a kid, it's not saying it can't happen, but the pathway is going to be a little different if you're really trying to be a man and you're really trying to be the. I'm not saying that it can't happen.
I understand that. But my thing is, I know that you want to just supposedly wait into your career. I guess if you say you have to jump with that and you put your time into that, I get it. But if you stand with a woman 5, 6 years, I'm not going ahead and marry. And
Yeah.
keep on. You don't got to have no kids.
No, that's true. That's true.
Because once you marry, don't nothing really change but the paper. Now, I have said, I tell anybody this: if you're not careful when you get married, the paper changes. How does it change? Before you got the paper, you can walk with your girl and say, "Whoop, they go right down, huh? Today." And your girl might say, "Oh yes, she look kind of huge, man." Once you get them papers, yeah, it don't mean I want. I'm having the same conversation. It's something about those papers that try to bring people ownership. And I think a lot of young people,
Well, it does bring people ownership.
well,
Because you get a divorce and see who get what.
yeah.
So it brings you ownership.
Yeah.
Can I get a clap?
But there's so many upsides to marriage. Like I said, you
It is.
get to
It definitely is.
be with somebody, taxes, It's all kind of, your
And
taxes get changed.
even just normalizing.
Health insurance, if you don't have any job, somebody got to make job. I'm used to it all days, not now. Used to.
Got a lot of people my age that are happily married and even with kids, and they do show me the upside of being married as a younger couple of younger people. And I salute all my younger ones. I've been in like three different weddings of people of my age that is happily married. Of course,
Well,
things happen day by day, but they're at peace. They call me, they'll never be complaining about anything. They love their family, and I enjoy seeing them.
what do you think about the wedding?
The weddings, but all my friends have did it the right way. Something small and intimate.
Those are the ones that last. Everybody, big wedding I was in, ready to tux, got shoes and everything, all of them divorced. I'll never understand.
Yeah, and I actually had some people tell me, "Hey, man,
I was at one wedding, the guy, they spent about $50,000 on the wedding and went home to live in an apartment. That don't make sense.
of course, do what you want to do," and I think that's speaking of the weddings. I think that's said about over 50% of the reason why someone even want to get married is the wedding.
Then the producer who's out, supposed to be had back surgery, but he's still out in the streets. Yeah, I saw you on Instagram. Supposed to be home, you're out on the streets. But a lot of the time when we were doing heavy weddings, you could tell at the engagement shoots, it wasn't gonna last. You could see it. You get married and you are in an engagement over a pose or color. You gotta make sure you get paid up front, because this one ain't gonna work. And usually we will say keep with have a wedding that you can afford. You don't want to come out a whole lot of it. But we want to stay into the marriage. Can we get back to the back? We got about 5 more minutes here. I think that a lot of people don't want to do weddings, but I think that weddings, the marriage as a couple gives you some kind of structure for you and your wife. When everybody's just doing their own thing, and I get it, I come from this in my day here. If you was gonna live with a girl, those are no. No. You can just live. You can just live with a female now. Man, no. It's something. It's a no. In your day, it's the going thing. Everybody's in nigga, yeah. No, go on now. I grew up and I kept my, hey, I'm like, if you come and y'all got your own place, you come spend the night. But until y'all married, you can't stay at my house together.
You said what? We do it.
But if you're not married, I kept my own things. Like if my mom, whatever makes you. Well, with me, I was for your house, for my house.
Oh, okay.
So we did for your house. If you're gonna bring a girl home and she's gonna spend the night in your room,
she gotta be married.
You gotta be married. Yeah, that's only respectful. And that's just my Christian belief. That's definitely right. If I did have that, I was like, hey, don't be letting him just get the child ride horse without wanting to commit to it. Because he'll rise till your back is toe in, and he'll move on to get somebody else. If the milk that good that he keep coming back drinking, then he got one. He wants to say, I'm drinking milk.
I need to know, like, what's up if for the dudes, who second guessing married, why should they want to get married? Like a dude, he's straight. He got female friends. He can just cheer code. They go out and have fun. He got his own spot. Got his own money. He got his own peace. He's good. Why encourage? Why tell him to get married? Why should
you got a good friend that make me think about that y'all play football together and they got married young, got 2 kids. It shows that's what a real man does.
A real man can't be single. That's one of the things too that's going around on social media. Oh, if he 30, if he 30 and up with no kids and single, that's a red flag. How long is that a red flag?
I'm not saying it's a red flag. I would have to talk to them. Everybody's situation is different. But I'm saying my only issue is there's nothing wrong with being single. That's cool. Problem with me is when you date a girl, when you living with her and you're dating her and she's giving you her all for 3 or 4 years, and that is no commitment.
So what about, like I'm saying, what about the single guy? First of all, do you advocate, let's just say this, should all men be married?
I say up front, if you're selfish, if you hot-headed, if you got to have it your way all the time, marriage is not for you. Okay, you need just free.
A guy that's not that. You know what I'm saying.
I'm saying,
A good guy. Let's say I got a good 30-year-old friend. One of my friends, 30-year-old guy, got his own good job. That can run his own business.
But what I'm saying is, if you do meet a lady, it's some ladies out there that just want the same thing. You need to be straight and say, look, I'm not getting married. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to be all the time, man. I'm saying we're not even living yet. So we single.
Right.
I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just talking about marriage for folks who this conversation is who might have thought about it.
Right.
Hey, man, or put something to do it. But I think it's a beautiful thing when you do it with the right person. It's a beautiful thing. But you gotta be willing to give and take in that right for this.
Yeah, man.
So I guess what's the easiest part of keeping a successful marriage? Like, for example, like communicating. That's the easiest part.
I would say, really, it's no easy part. It's no hard part. It's like going to the gym. The more you work it, the easier it becomes. Until one day, it's like if you learn to play the drums, you struggle in the beginning, come back 2 years later, you do it. It's a growing process. And then you just, if you really want it, you grow into it and you learn how to.
So you got 35 years in. Do you think you will ever know the person with? Because I hear that a lot too. You'll never know somebody, but I'm like, come on, bro. After 30, 40 years, bro, this person, I might not know what they're going to do, but I know they trait. We never know what somebody's going to do, but we know they trait. We can just about say in a ballpark in what situation. You know me, 30 years, if you put me in this situation, you can say, my son, probably going to do this. Put him over here, my son, probably going to do that.
Here's the thing, man. Life throws curves, fastballs, or ball. Any given Sunday, yes, I know. Any given Sunday, no. You don't know situations.
Yeah.
When time and opportunity meet each other, you know what I'm saying? And the enemy is so tricky that me and her can have an argument and she just go to the grocery store. And here comes somebody around the corner.
Right.
Just the timing, you know, so you got to really be prayed up in this thing. So yeah, you know, but any given Sunday. And you don't live your life trying to work.
I'm asking these questions to get the data out of the young people mind, because this is what I hear a lot as far as why. No, I'm just straight up, man. I want to be solidified, man. I don't want my woman to just walk into anything good, but at the same time, I don't want to bring into no, have a down situation. Yeah, I'm letting God get down working on it.
That's a concept.
Hey, man, there you have it, man. If you got anything, man, you want to throw in on this topic, man, we will have the comment section wide open. But don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share on this topic. Just marriage.
Plainfield, we love you.
We love Plainfield. We know what matter up there because there ain't nothing else to do but hanging with you.
That's what just hang with each other and get married. Hang on, street up there.
Yeah.